Hi everyone, this is Dr. Chhoda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Pretty strong comments from the new Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. I'll show you some important comments and important highlights from things he said in the past 24 hours, including comments that were made as recently as today. Let's just jump right into it. My name is Dr. Chhoda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, check out my video. You'll learn a little bit more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. Let's just jump right in. New comments from the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and he said there's an organizing resolution between the now majority Democrats and the now minority Republicans, and he said that finally the Senate can get things done. Now, basically what this means is there's a power sharing agreement between both sides, so they decide who does what instead of the constant bickering back and forth. This is a good thing, and this means that things can finally move forward, although it does mean that the Republicans may not have much of a say in what is going on. It looks like the Democrats are simply going to be able to get stuff done. In fact, the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer pretty much said so. Let's take a look at a comment from him on the floor of the Senate today, where he said, and I quote, "Last night the Republican leader dropped his demand for additional provisions on the organizing resolution and will agree to the 2001 rules that last governed the 50-50 Senate. Exactly what the Democrats proposed from the start. My only regret is that it took so long." And also, folks, it's very clear that Chuck Schumer was very bullish, was very optimistic about the next round of stimulus. He said this, and these are very important comments. I'm quoting him. "I understand that recent opposition from the political right has increased. Now there's a Democrat in the White House, but the pandemic doesn't particularly care that there's a change in administration. The needs of our country are still great, and the urgency to act is clearer than ever." He also added, "There's no doubt that Congress has passed substantial relief, but we are nowhere close to filling the COVID-sized hole of $17 trillion the economy has lost." And he was citing a report from the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office. He also said, "We want to work with our Republican colleagues to advance this legislation in a bipartisan way, but the work must move forward, preferable with our Republican colleagues, but without them if we must." Now, this is very important, everybody. Here, you have the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Here, we have the Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. And right here, we have President Biden. Hello, President Biden. Basically, what Chuck Schumer is saying is, you know what, McConnell, we can get this stuff done without you. And if we have to get it done without you, we will use reconciliation to get stuff done. It may not be the preferred choice for them, but guess what? It's our plan B. It's in our back pocket, and we are going to use it to get stuff done. Pretty interesting power moves. Here's a chessboard on your screen. The new power players in Washington are President Biden, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Now, the fourth player is the Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. But now, Schumer saying, hey man, if you continue blocking things, we're just going to use reconciliation, and we may even end the filibuster. Although it's probably going to be hard for Democrats to end the filibuster, because there are some Democrats, including Senator Joe Manchin, there he is, hello, Senator Manchin from West Virginia, who is opposed to it. Another Democrat who's opposed to ending the filibuster is Kristen Sinema, the Democratic senator from Arizona. There she is, Kristen Sinema. She's also opposed to ending the filibuster. Now, I want our viewers and subscribers to understand that the process of reconciliation basically means that with a simple majority, with 51 senators, including the vote of the Vice President Kamala Harris, pretty much the Democrats can pretty much do whatever they want. Now, they want to use this as needed. They just don't want to use it because there's a limited number of times that they can use it. He said, "We will not hesitate to use it if the Republicans continue to block our efforts on the floor of the Senate." Let's take a look at a segment from an interview done by the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer last night with MSNBC, where he basically talks about reconciliation being used as ammunition. And he said that the Democrats will do big, bold things and will not be blocked by the now Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. Let's take a look.
Well, let me ask you about the filibuster. There is definitely a diversity of opinion within your caucus on that. Senator Sinema, Senator Manchin have, for example, expressed reservations about getting rid of that. But lots of other senators and lots of people who are strong stakeholders in the Democratic Party say that there's too much to get done right now to let that get in the way. And there's no reason to expect that any Republicans in any significant numbers, let alone 10 of them, will cross the line on anything. Where do you stand?
The caucus is united with the belief that I have. We must get big, strong, bold things done. That's a bottom line. If we don't, I worry about the future of this democracy. If people continue to be disillusioned that this government can't do a thing to make their lives better at a time when so many are angry, so many are sour, so many think they don't have a chance to get ahead, I worry about the future. So we have to get things done. That's point one. Point two, we will not let Mitch McConnell dictate to us what we will do and not do, period. And these first 5 days have shown that. And as I said, my caucus is totally united from one end to the other that we're not letting him go forward. Our hope is, now we have tools that we can use. Reconciliation, we can get a lot of the COVID bill done with reconciliation, and that's something we certainly will use if they try to block this immediate COVID bill. We can even use reconciliation for a much broader proposal, Biden's Build It Back Better, which obviously would be modified and changed. So we have some tools we can use right now and will not hesitate to use them if Republicans continue to just block. As for other issues, what we're going to do is we are united in the view we need to bring change. We are united in the view McConnell is not going to dictate what this Senate does, and we will come together as a caucus and figure it out. But I can assure you, we will bring real change here, real dramatic change. We have no choice.
And today, just in the past couple of hours, the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer did a press conference where he reiterated some of these same things. But you can see the commonality in the tone, which is why I'm highlighting it. Folks, the writing is on the wall. Big, bold stimulus is coming, even if Democrats have to push it through. They're trying to do something bipartisan, but at this moment in time, it does not look like something bipartisan will happen. Let's take a look at this segment, this brand new segment with Chuck Schumer, where he says big, bold action is needed. We can begin work to make America bigger, better, stronger. Let's roll the tape and hear what he had to say today in a press conference.
I think there's something like noodles that has a similar word. All right, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us. I want to thank our great leadership team of Durbin, Murray, and Stabenow for joining us as well. Now, we had a very good virtual caucus meeting an hour ago. We're all energized by the opportunities that are ahead with the new Senate majority. Our entire caucus agrees we must have big, strong, bold action to deal with this crisis. For the last 6 years, Leader McConnell and the Republicans turned the Senate into a legislative graveyard. Now that Leader McConnell has relented on his demand that was preventing the Senate from moving forward with an organizing resolution, we can begin work to help the American people get out of this crisis and make America bigger and better and stronger. And as I've been saying all along, the Senate will deal with three things simultaneously. Nominations, we're working to confirm more nominees this week, a fair impeachment trial, and delivering emergency COVID relief. We want to work with our Republican colleagues to advance this legislation in a bipartisan way, but the work must move forward, preferably with our Republican colleagues, but without them if we must. Time is of the essence to address this crisis. We're keeping all options open on the table, including using budget reconciliation. The first step to pursuing COVID relief legislation through reconciliation would be to pass a budget resolution. And so, in keeping our options open on our caucus call today, I informed senators to be prepared that a vote on a budget resolution could come as early as next week. Senator Yussel.
And in the next segment, Schumer pretty much says that, hey, we can actually get more stuff done if Mitch McConnell is not blocking our way, and we'll use all the tools at our disposal to actually get stuff done. Again, pretty interesting comments from Chuck Schumer. Let's roll the tape and hear his comments where he says we will accomplish more in the Senate if Mitch McConnell is not blocking everything that we do. Let's watch.
How do you expect the Senate
Look,
to change?
we hope we can get a more open process. Under Leader McConnell, it's been totally closed. We've hardly done any legislating. The House sent over 260 some odd bills, and none of them saw the light of day. We want to have a more open process. Our number one goal, we have to get big, bold things done, both to deal with COVID and to deal with the underlying crises in America, such as climate, such as economic and racial inequality, such as making our democracy more perfect. That is our number one goal, and we will try to work the Senate so much more is accomplished than when McConnell was leader. Yes?
Leader Schumer,
You're talking, it sounds like you're going to move very quickly on reconciliation, like, possibly. Do you have all 50 of your Democratic senators who would support reconciliation and the contents of that bill?
Look, we haven't even seen the details of the bill yet, so obviously that's a premature question. But I think our caucus is united in that we need big, bold change.
In 2013, with the nuclear option, Democrats said, no, we're not going to go down that road. The filibuster will still be here. 10 months later, they opened the door on nuclear option 1. Can you, number one, guarantee that in 10 months that won't be the case? And how do you explain to those who are pushing the Democrats to get rid of the filibuster that we can't do that right now? How do you
The bottom line is very simple. We are united in that we need big, bold change in America, and we will figure out the best way to get that done.
And finally, let's listen to strong comments from the Senate Majority Leader, where he says what Trump did was despicable, and he believes that not only should the impeachment trial continue, but he believes that Trump should be convicted. Again, strong comments, and let's roll the tape and hear what he had to say.
What should they be reading and what should they be doing?
Well, they can study the previous trials and see how the procedures operated. But I think that this one, the American people were witness to what happened. We all were witness to what happened. And so you don't need to delve into details of things you don't know as much, because so much of it was clear. And look, to me, what Trump did was the most despicable thing any president has ever done. I believe he should be convicted. Yes?
Senator, the Biden administration has laid out, obviously, an ambitious agenda on immigration and climate and other issues. They seem to have been open to potentially breaking some of those things down instead of one larger package. Is that something that you might consider?
Look, I read that in the paper today. I haven't had any discussions with them about that at this point. We're focused on getting a good COVID bill done. Last one.
The impeachment
No, I
trial,
don't wanna skip you, so.
have you given thought to how long it needs to last, what witnesses you'd like
We're
to hear,
still,
testimony you'd like to hear?
we're still negotiating on the trial with Leader McConnell. So far, the negotiations have worked out pretty well. We came to an agreement that met our needs and his. He needed some time for the Trump lawyers to prepare. We wanted time to do COVID and nominations. Let's hope it continues along that vein. Last one.
Leader, you said that you want to have a bipartisan deal and that you want to see what the details are in the package before you talk about things like reconciliation. How long are you willing to wait on Republicans to come to the table and negotiate something before you go down a road like reconciliation?
We have to see what they say in the next few days. Some of the comments, admittedly, have been disheartening. Some of them have rejected things right now, but we're always hopeful that some of them will see the light. And remember, even on reconciliation, Republicans can join us and vote for it. That's happened many times in the past. Thank you, everybody.
So there you have it, everyone. There's a lot going on. Let me know what you think about this essentially this bold action, this powerful move from Democrats to say, hey, get out of the way. Let's get it done. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. You'll find a link to all of our resources in the description section below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, check out my video. You'll learn a little bit more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. I cover the complex world of politics, so you understand all the games that are being played. Here's a chessboard on your screen. The players in the game right now are President Biden, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and the new Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. These are the games that are being played. We have to take several different things into consideration in this new world that we live in, which is why I break down the complex world of politics. I help you understand what President Biden is thinking. I help you understand what House Speaker Pelosi is thinking. I help you understand what the underlying agenda and the motivations are of the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and the Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. I help you make sense of the complex world of politics and help you understand what's going on in the economy so you can make better decisions about your money. If you learned something new from this video, please consider clicking the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. I would really appreciate that. The name of our channel is Ignition Time. By the way, gently tap the like button. Don't do it in a way where you smash the screen. I don't want that. Let's clear that up. I don't want that. I want you to be happy when you're watching my videos. I want to be able to give you balanced news, real news. I want there to be a confetti-like atmosphere. I want us to be in dance mode. I want us to be happy. I want us to put that crazy, crazy year of 2020 behind us. I want there to be tons and tons of money in your bank account, like you see here. I want you to be happy. I want you to be successful. And that's what this channel is all about. You'll find the links to all of our resources in the description section below. So definitely check out our resource section. Also, please comment below and engage with our community. Our community is bipartisan, it's growing very rapidly, and I invite you to engage with our community. There have been many new friendships formed in the community over the past several months, so I'm really excited about that. Also, please share this video with just 2 friends or family members, 2 friends or family members. I would appreciate that. And as always, you're welcome back to the channel. And also, please bookmark our channel. Simply go to youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time, and bookmark our channel so you never miss a single notification. Speaking of notifications, follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time, and also follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. That's right here. In fact, here's my Twitter feed for you, and you'll see all the latest news stories I'm reading, everything. You'll be able to follow the news along with me, and I retweet a lot of important information in real time, which makes my Twitter feed hopefully a valuable source of information, and that's why it's growing so quickly. So I invite you to follow me on Twitter. Finally, one more time, please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. I would really appreciate that. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time.